Everyone. It's April 16th, 2022. This is Katherine Skaggs. I'm here with the Mythical Goddess Tarot on the full moon in Libra. Boy, what a ride. This is all about balance and relationships, I understand. Need to be authentic with our desires. And we're right in the middle or coming off the vibes of a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. So we've been taking off our rose-colored glasses and trying to get down to our authenticity. Well, with that being said, I'm working on the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle. I've been working a lot with Jesus and forgiveness, with death, and with grace this last week. And I want to see what all these synchronicities have to do with what do we need to know right now? How do we navigate with greater heart spaces and love? How do we let go of what's not good so that we can come back to authenticity and joy in all that we are and all that we meet? And so that we can move forward with healing energy. I think there's some ancestral healing taking place too, because all these energies coming in have been bringing in the light, but it's bringing up all the karmic debt that we have to look at, to take responsibility for, and then to release others and ourselves from the past through greater wisdom and compassion. So let's see. I'm going to pull 3 cards today. I've got a class I'm going to teach here in about 30 minutes, but I wanted to get this started. So we're going to see where we're coming from, where we are now, where we're headed. And it's kind of interesting. I was shuffling all the cards. I pulled 3 cards. I looked down and I have a 4th card that's sitting face up. Don't know how she got there. So I'm going to start with her because I have a feeling she's here to help us. It's Mary Magdalene, initiation. She is the feminine Christ energy. I painted her with pregnant belly, and she has her sacred oil in her hand because she initiated Jesus into the Christ energy when she anointed his feet. And here we are at Easter. How perfect that she's here with the resurrection coming in. And I know there's Passover, and there's probably some other things that people are celebrating that may not be in those traditions. But we're being initiated into a new energy. She's here to help initiate us into greater alignment and harmony with our own beings, with our authenticity, with our ability to come into our fullness in this full moon, to let things culminate and come to their completions, that we can get all the good out of them, excuse me, and so that we can bless everything as sacred and move forward with greater understanding, wisdom, and frequency lining up with the Christ energy within us, and how we can meet our earthly human lives. We're here to wake up in love. And believe me, Earth School is messy, it's complicated, it's amazing, it's hard at times. And she's here to help us get into this higher frequency of our heart spaces by clearing the past and honoring all of it through love as part of our human experience, but bringing us to a greater sense of ourselves and of our divinity that we can give it to one another. All right, let's see what these other 3 cards have to say. All right. So the next card I pull, and I'm kind of getting that these are a flow of energy that I'll get clear as I read them if they have anything other than the meaning of the card in the flow, why they go from one. So we're being initiated, and guess what? The next card that I pull is the Child of Seas. It's this little girl in this conch shell with this storm of energy of life and emotions all raging around her. And she's safe and sound, and that's what we most need to know. That even if the sea of life has been rough, if it's a tsunami going on around you, if you've felt the intensity of these times and the energies of this moon, you're safe, your inner child is safe. It's all okay. It's going to move through. You're being protected at the deepest emotional levels. So honor your innocence as part of your path into new life. as completing whatever you've been completing with yourself and with others, and knowing that you're going to be restored at deeper levels of innocence through your emotional self and through being present and within. Really important lesson. Our nervous systems get triggered in our physical bodies when our emotions have been whacked through a trauma, through a fear, through a fright, through something that was not harmonious, through a loss. And so, those are being attended to right now as we come back into safety so that we can be in all of ourselves from heaven to earth. So know that this is a new beginning that's coming, a new beginning in how we are in our emotions, and a new beginning in how we can come back to our childlike selves. All right, we got an interesting card next. It's from the mental suit from the wind. It's criticism. This is, wow, look how harsh and intense that card is. So that being the next card right after this emotional card tells me that we need to take a look at any ways that we are critical of ourselves or critical of others. It separates us from our divinity. It separates us from the ability to heal. This is up to complete, to have compassion and forgiveness for. It's up to smooth out the harsh mental judgments and criticisms about any and all mistakes that we've had or any and all mistakes that others have had, and we've held that against them. As I was working with Jesus yesterday and the energy of forgiveness, he was reminding me that, we get poisoned if we hold on to criticism, or we hold on to criticism either within ourselves toward another, or that someone has made a mistake or criticized us. If we hold them in that energy, we become poisoned. If we hold it against ourselves, of course we are poisoned. So any place in our world, in our inner sanctum, where we feel harsh edges, where we are not sure of ourselves, where we see thoughts and attitudes that are harsh and critical, it's time to put those on the altar, to clean them away from our mind and clean them away from any way they've affected our spirit and our emotions and our physical selves, because they're polluting our world. So that is up for healing right now. And so I offer that to the altar and to this moon energy today, that we can actually do some amazing healing on this and release that into the highest energies as we come home to ourselves in a greater perspective of love. This idea of resurrection is one of, going deep into a death state and coming back out greater than ever. Coming into our spring, coming into a new life. It's the green man and the goddess waking up in the springtime. So may we clean and clear that we can come home. So cool, the next card, we got another goddess here. And it tells me that the sun is coming back. I don't know about you, it seems like a long winter coming into spring, cold spells. I don't know where you are in your part of the world, but it's time for the light to come back. And this is the light within our very beings, for us to come back and give life to our world from the light within us, from the heavenly light that comes through us, that is true of who we are. So we got Mary Magdalene initiating us into a new frequency. We have the child of seas telling us that we have new life coming, that we're safe, even if we've been through the emotional storms of life, that we're protected, and that our innocence is what holds us true and is restoring us. And that the mental areas of criticism are ready to be forgiven. They're ready to be looked at and collapsed through compassion and loving kindness, so that we can come home and be illuminated and be the light. So may we all find hope in this and find strength in this, that we shine the light in our worlds, that we reconnect within our very beings, our essence, the true nature of who we are, that we can be more light-filled and loving, so that our world is grown through that light, and that the darkness is dissipated, the fears are healed. So on this full moon, I honor you, and I hope this reading is supportive of you at this time, and that you are blessed in this holiday weekend of sacred ceremony of our hearts to bring us home to ourselves and to our divinity. Aho. Amen.